So morning, my lovely yogis. Joining me on your mat, just lying down or seated. And as always, Satya, which means truth, and Ahimsa, non-harm, which are the first two of the yamas, the disciplines that we live by with yoga. Listen to your body. If anything doesn't feel right or something has shifted very recently, just come out of the pose, adjust it. You know your own body. So, and actually I think when something is slightly out of balance, we become a lot more aware and more conscious of our movements, our breathing, and we're connected in the moment with it as well. So as we just settle into this space, take a few deep breaths and maybe a nice long sigh. And just notice how your energies feel, whether you're quite upbeat today or a little bit depleted or just sort of coasting along in the middle. And where you are emotionally as well. And this shifts all the time. Emotions are always shifting. So have a moment to root down. Send your energies down like tree roots. Open up your chakra channel. Start at the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart center, and then our throat, third eye and crown. And notice if you have an intention for your practice. If there is something slightly out of balance with you, it could be to really observe that side or that part of your body. So if you're seated, just join me lying down and we'll come into our first stretches. So when you're ready, on your next inhale, taking your right arm up and over. Following the breath as you inhale and the hand falls to the floor behind you, flexing your foot, toes lifted, pushing into the heel and a gentle stretch down the right side and just noticing any sensations that feel normal, any sensations that feel new and different or painful. And then we'll point our toes and then a gentle exhale, arm down and palms up. Take a moment in Shavasana. And then when you're ready, inhale, left side. We know how this normally feels for us, this simple movement. So just being very aware of any new sensations. So toes lifted again, foot flexed. And then reaching and lowering the leg. Nice stretch as we point the toes now. And then exhale, arm down. Relaxing the leg, relax the arm. Palms up, Shavasana, just for a breath. And then on the inhale, both arms over. I like to just gently lengthen the neck, tuck the chin in, and really enjoy this reach here. So flexing, then point the toes. Just work your ankles backwards and forwards. How does it feel around your back ribs, the lower spine, sides of your waist? And then when you're ready, exhale, arms down. Palms up in Shavasana, just for a moment to consider how you feel, where your tension is still in your body. And then we'll take our right knee in, come into a nice back stretch here. So hands around your shin, deep breath, exhale up. Looking through the legs, how does this feel? All just gently preparing our body for movement. Inhale down, and then we'll do the same the other side. Left leg in. A deep breath, and then exhaling as we come up. watching the belly fall back to the spine, and then hold the breath just for a moment. And then inhale down. A third time, both knees in, and deep breath. Exhale up. And then inhale down. Nice gentle rock. And little circles, just checking in, whether you're on carpet or whether you're on hard floor. You can enjoy noticing how your back feels as you roll here. And then we'll come up to seated. We'll do Paramuktasana 1, the warm-up series, anti-rheumatic. So begin on your cushions. This is always more comfortable, I think, for the hips as well. And it encourages to sit tall and not slouch in this seated position. So chin mudra with your fingers. Let's link our energies back in so they don't disperse out the body. A nice length to your spine. Get comfortable. Drop the eyelids closed. And have one more moment just to imagine your roots extending from your tailbone. Feeling safe and secure. We'll take our chin down, pausing to enjoy this stretch and notice where you're holding so much tightness and tension. And then chin up. Nice and slowly moving here. No jarring movements. And then down again. Starting to notice when you feel the stretch as the chin lowers. Where it spreads in the upper back. And then once more up. And then coming back to centre. Tilting head right, left, right again, and left. That short pause just to notice how each side feels. And then centre, we'll twist just to look over the right shoulder, keeping shoulders level, and then left side. Try and breathe to your belly. Notice if you've become tight in the belly. And it's all chest breath. So left again, coming back to centre. And then chin down, rotating your head all the way round in each direction. Again, nice and slowly. No fast movements. More exploring your body. And then coming back to centre. So blinking your eyes open, we'll take the hands out in front and then fingers and thumbs. And appreciating every little part we come to. Now wrists. So many people have issues with their wrists, carpal tunnel. So if you're lucky enough not to, let's have a lovely appreciation. Then gently rotating. And the other way a few times. Let's come up to the elbow joints. Exhale as we bring fingers to shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. And noticing any differences. And then we'll rotate. Again, when we do this, a few times either way, noticing any imbalance from left to right, and then relax. Okay, just moving cushions aside, legs extended, the lower body now, starting with toes, opening and closing, and then pointing and flexing. Noticing if you've got some crunchy ankles today. And then one foot over the other, just rotating. Other way. Swapping legs. Bit of a clicky foot this side. and then the other direction. Lovely. Okay, right knee. Being gentle here if there's issues. And this just has to be a soft movement. Literally just noticing how the knee joint is opening up and closing. And then hip. And this might not be the same as you normally feel it, so just exploring whatever movement, rotation you get out of the way. And then we'll do left side, giving that opportunity just to compare. And then hip. And then other way. Okay, we'll gently bring our feet into very soft and gentle butterfly. So again, noticing how this feels as we rotate the hip outwards. And this may be more comfortable to sit more upright than normally leaning into it. Checking in with how you feel in your lower back, your inner thighs and outer legs. Okay, I'm just going to explore something else. So I'd like you to rotate, if you can, and if this doesn't work, then that's fine. Rotate your right leg into what we call deer pose. So your left shin is still in front of you. And we've taken an external rotation of the hip joint now. And then we can just lean into our left arm, take our right arm up, and then lean over. Take your arm wider if you want to, if it feels nice to come quite low. Looking up. We're going to come up. Bring the right hand onto the left knee and then just take a little bit more of a twist. Again, just warming up still, just exploring our range of movement. Breathe into belly. We can come back round to the front and then we can take our side out on a diagonal where your left thigh is and then just come forward into a nice stretch here. You can probably feel this more in your left buttock, left side. And then we'll walk our hands back. Extend your right leg out. And this may be difficult if we have got hip issues at the moment. And then we're going to lean towards. Actually, take your leg out, not actually to the side, more on a diagonal, so that your buttocks both come onto the mat, and just a nice little side stretch here. We're leaning in towards our right leg. So that's actually quite a nice little kind of flow of movement from deer, and then just stretching that leg out. Okay, so bring your leg in. We're going to swap sides and just explore how this feels. Again, leave out what doesn't feel right. Deer pose to the left. So your right shin's in front, your left leg's to the side. We'll start with a nice stretch into the side of the body. Take your arm out further if that feels nice. You could even come onto your elbow. That might actually feel nicer. Breathe to your belly. And then gently come up into that twist. So left hand on right leg, on right knee, and then just exploring, looking over the right shoulder. Noticing what you feel. You're probably going to feel that stretch around the left. Coming back. And then a nice diagonal fold over the right thigh. Bring your body down, you can stretch. If your body and your head comes down, that feels nice. Just a few belly breaths. And then walking the hands back. Extend your left leg out. Not quite to the side, but almost like on a diagonal. You know where we come in from wide legs and then we draw one foot into the centre. And then we can just come into a stretch this side. This is where you'll feel it down the right side of the body and right hip. Just checking in if the knee is comfortable. Lovely. Coming up. So let's come on to all fours for cat-cow. Always a good one to start your practice with. If you move into anything else yourself, then just warm up your spine. Neutral spine, checking in with the flow of your breath, and then on your exhale, arching up. Stretching like a cat. Inhale, belly drops into cow. And just move with the breath. As you come into cat, just let the head really become heavy and the neck relax. And as you drop into cow, where do you feel it through your spine? Is there a little tender bit in your lumbar? And then we'll come back to neutral. Rest yourself back. Hatha Balasana. Take your knees wide. Drop your head down. And as you do this, creep your hands forward so that your arms lift off of the mat. And you can enjoy a really lovely stretch between your shoulder blades. Take a few deep breaths here. And then we'll just relax the arms, walk the hands back. Bringing the knees together, we'll tuck the toes under, just pausing for a little stretch, stimulating the feet, and we'll come to standing. We'll flow through a sun salutation and a gentle moon salutation as well. So join me at the top of your mat. And hands to heart center. Again, just being very observant of how everything feels as you flow. We'll do it slowly. Deep inhale. And then exhale, release arms down. Inhale, salute the sun. And then fold forwards. Bend your knees if you need to. Come down. Take your time in this forward fold process. And then hands to shins, flattening the back, looking ahead of you. Hands to mat. Right leg comes back. Gently the knee comes down. Use some padding under your knees if you need to. And then we'll gaze up. And then down dog. Grounding your fingers and the base of your hands. Lovely tall and lifted tailbone. Deep breath in. Exhale coming down. And a full exhale all the way back. Flow into cobra or sphinx. Whatever feels right for you this morning. And then down dog. Take your time just to place your feet, ground your hands again, and then left foot forward. Gazing up. Together. And salute the sun. Hands to heart. Okay, so a nice slow flow to start with. Other side now. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. folding forwards. Flattening the back, looking ahead, left side comes back. Take a pause here, lovely stretch. Down dog. Inhale, exhale, come down. Inhale, cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, down dog. And then right leg, gazing up. Feet together. And sweep. Hands to heart. Okay. Before going straight into moon salutation, just take to the mat, come into Shavasana. And just for some of you, observe how that flow felt. We'll do perhaps a bridge. Allow our breath just to restore. And then come into moon salutation. So just take a few minutes here, really checking in with your body. Follow the rhythm of your breath. And just these few moments to pause and just reflect on how your body has reacted to those movements. And then when you're ready, let's draw our knees in. We'll come into a nice flowing bridge. Let's have a rock first. Reset our body. So feet to buttocks, hip distance apart. And then our palms facing down at the side of our body. We'll come up in a nice flow and raise the arms above the head as well. We'll do 5. And then after that, literally once you've done your 5, just extend your legs, come into Shavasana for a moment. So when you're ready, engaging belly, pulling on the pelvic diaphragm, and inhale, come up. Engaging buttocks and thighs and lower back. Exhale, roll down. Keep your tailbone curled under and just roll that out last of all. And again, inhale up. Pushing into the mat, feeling engaged in your calf muscles. Rolling down on the exhale. And again. Enjoy following your breath to the end of each breath here as well. So full inhale. Exhale. And just last one. And extend your legs, enjoying that nice little buzz that you can feel all through the backs of your legs, very stimulating for your bladder meridian. Take a few breaths. Feel the pulsing. It might be really subtle in your body, but just feel where the pulsing is going, that chi moving. And then we'll draw our legs in, one at a time, always the right and then the left. We do this because it follows the flow of the large intestine. And then when you're ready, we'll come up to standing for Chandra Namaskar, moon salutation. This does involve a little bit of rotating of the hips. So just see how this feels for you and leave out certain poses in the sequence if you need to. So if you join me just slightly to the right, off centre of your mat. And we're going to flow towards the left. So hands to heart. Always start here, that kind of honouring a moment to ground through your feet. Lift the arches, really placing the toes down with intention. And we'll take a deep breath in, arms up. A lovely reach. Exhale, right. Breathe in through centre. Exhale, left. Breathing in through centre. Taking your left foot to the side, only coming down a little bit if you want to, literally just a bend of the knees into goddess. And then we're going to rotate into Trikonasana towards the left side. Gently come down, really listen to your lower back. Even if you come down leaning your body forward and then you just straighten up and adjust your pose. We're going to rotate that right hip forward as we come into pyramid. So literally just take your back heel further back, square off the hips to the front. And a very gentle pyramid, you don't have to lean too far into this. We're going to bend the right knee, come down into that low lunge and raise the arms. Again, don't lunge too much. You can literally just enjoy a nice stretch on the top of the hip flexor here. Okay, hands to the mat. Make sure that you feel steady and then rotate your body around so your leg now turns upwards. Toes are pointing upwards, knees pointing upwards. And just come over to the other side. Again, if this is comfortable for you, just take a pause here. It's really lovely to stretch the inner part of the leg, liver, kidneys and spleen. Coming to the other side into this low lunge. Again, don't dip too much if it doesn't feel right today. Hands to mat, pyramid. Enjoy the poses that we come into. We don't have to move past them too quickly. Feel a lovely stretch through the back of your leg and then we open up into Trikonasana. Noticing how this feels this side. Goddess squat in the middle. Not too deep if it doesn't feel right. And then right foot to left. Inhale up. A gentle lean outwards. And then through centre, other side. And coming back. Lovely. Bring your hands back to heart. Lovely balance. I like those two different sequences, the sun and the moon, because, okay, they're different movements, but it's encouraging a lovely balance for our masculine energies and our feminine energies. So take to your mat, have a little moment in Shavasana again. And just coming to your mat, it's not to rest necessarily because not all of these sequences are tiring, but it's to just reflect. Take a few deep breaths, connect back with yourself. If there are areas that are tender in you today, draw your awareness there, notice how they feel. Also draw your awareness to the areas in the body that feel good and that aren't giving you any symptoms. So a nice deep breath. When you're ready, we'll draw the legs in again, one at a time, nice and slowly. Little rock. And we'll come to seated for a seated twist. So if your hips are tender today, you don't have to cross the foot over the other leg. You can literally just bend your knee and have it the same side. So I'm going to do that this way today. So left leg extended, have a gentle flex in your left foot, right knee bends and just keep the foot the same side. If you want to cross it over, you can do, because that's a little bit more intense. It's entirely up to you with your practice. So left arm comes around the front, and the right arm behind the back. Have a lovely lift to your spine. Be aware of breathing in and lifting and using the exhale to twist. And you'll notice, if you're doing it like me, it's not such a deep pull around the right hip and buttock, but you're still getting a nice twist through the main part of your body. Deep breaths. Feel the belly pushing against your thigh. Notice what it feels like in your upper body. And then gently we'll take a breath, come back round to the front. Extend your legs out. Have a moment just to lean back. Notice what you feel, maybe sort of squeeze the shoulder blades. Flex the spine a little. And then we'll come into the other side. So right foot and leg flexed, bending the left knee, and just I'm going to keep that foot the same side, not crossing over. Lovely tall length to your spine. Right arm hugs around the front, left arm behind. And to whatever degree you want to move into this twist today, just explore. Just focus the breath into the belly. Feel the movement in your chest and the expansion into your side and back ribs. And as you look behind you, just notice where your vision extends. And then when we're ready, we'll just take a breath, come back to the front. Again, lie back into Shavasana, just let everything settle. I want you to just feel your back. Let all the cartilage plump up again between the vertebrae. It's so important to be body aware. So many people carry on through life with little ailments, little niggles and twinges, and certain things could be dealt with. I find, or I believe, it's the body. It starts whispering to you, and then it will start talking a little bit louder to you. And then sadly, when it's screaming at you, it's often situations that need a lot more attention. So when you're ready, let's bring our knees in for a little hug. And then rolling up to seated. We'll do some stretches, a forward fold, so we're not coming into the hips so much, but what I'd like you to do, if you need this to be a little bit more nurturing, is use a little blanket under the knees. A nice roll will allow not such a deep sensation and stretch through the back of the leg. Okay, so gentle flexing the foot, walk the sit bones so they connect to the mat, and then we'll take a deep breath in, arms up and a forward fold. Only coming down as far as is comfortable. There's no right or wrong with yoga. Your body will be different each day, depending on how you feel emotionally, what you've done physically, our mental connection. Just use the breath to explore whatever sensation you have here. And then if you'd like to make it a little bit more yin, relax the flex of your foot. Let your legs roll to the side a little and soften into the pose without being too rigid. Let everything become passive. It's really nice when you have a Hatha pose that you can turn into a yin pose. Feel the difference. Still follow your breath to your belly. maybe draw the arms closer to your body so they're not stretched and active. And then when you're ready, we'll take a nice deep breath in, come up, and taking that cushion, a blanket away. Okay. Lie back. We're going to come into banana in a moment, but just have a moment to feel your body from that forward fold. Actually, what we'll do is we'll come into bench first. So we've been forward and now we're just going to take the body back. So we'll counter pose first before banana. Just take a few more breaths. We'll draw the knees in. If you've got a sofa cushion, then perfect. Or a little folded blanket. So let's counter pose, forward fold. I like to take the cushion a couple of inches from the back of the body because then we get more of a stretch into the thoracic spine rather than the lumbar. When you're ready, just lean back. Very lovely, gentle, relaxing pose. Support your neck if you need a little rolled up towel behind the neck, or adjust the cushion slightly so that you feel supported. Deep breaths. Feel the breath into the belly. Try and relax your shoulders. Notice if your forearms and wrists are tense in any way. And then we'll take a nice deep breath. Lift our head first. Then use your arms, support your body. Again, just take the cushion out, come back down, and feel the difference in this pause pose, this Shavasana, from when we came into the forward fold. Really try and relax your lower back. Sometimes there's still a lot of tension around the sides of the waist. So just observing the difference in the after effect. And then we'll take our knees in. A little gentle rock before banana. And then feet, draw them over to the right hand lower corner. Right foot over left. This is the softer way of doing it. Just adjust your buttocks and then gently shift your shoulders over. Stretching through the left side of your body now, so the right side is relaxed. You can take arms overhead if you want to, or bring them in, bend at the elbows into cactus arms. When you do the cactus arms, try and release your hands and wrists, really just let them sort of hang there. And it's a really lovely stretch across this, the top of your arm, shoulder joint. Deep belly breaths. And if you're more comfortable with your arms by your side, please do, just whatever feels right today. We'll take just a few more breaths here. And then bring yourself back into center alignment. So shuffle your shoulders, bring your feet back to center just for a moment. Notice the difference. Even if you just had a very gentle banana pose, then you can still feel a lovely, subtle feeling of energy flow. And then we'll take our feet lower left corner. Bring your left ankle foot over the right. Again, just release the buttocks, shuffle the shoulders top left. And if you have, got issues with the right side, then just be very gentle this side. Very soft stretch. Enjoy following your belly breaths. Try and relax around the left buttock and the left side of your waist in case there's a little bit of tension, tightening the muscles there. Enjoy the breath. Just take 2 more conscious breaths here. And find your way back into Shavasana, nice and slowly. So we'll draw our knees in, right then left. A little rock. And then let's come to seated for a breathing practice before we relax. So rolling up onto your meditation cushions, if that is more comfortable for you. So we'll do a practice. I can't remember if we did this last week, but where we breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for the count of 8. Seems like a lot, slightly different from where we've done it equally in square breath or triangle breath, but you'll notice it's actually really very relaxing, and you get used to the longer out breath. So we'll do this just for a little while. If you struggle with the counts, slightly adapt it so that you're not in a stress mode. So just rest your hands to Dhyana Mudra. Let your eyes drop, nice and closed. And we'll begin. So inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. And you probably notice a real emptying of the lungs. And again, inhale 4. Hold 7. Exhale 8. And again, when you hold for 7, try not to let your shoulders come up to your ears. Try to stay relaxed. We'll just do one more round. And when you're ready, lying back or remaining seated, we'll come into a nice relaxation now. So have a moment to put your socks and warm clothes on, pull a blanket over you, and get nice and cozy. You've got about 10 minutes or so to just zone out and relax. Sometimes people don't realise the importance of the relaxation at the end in Shavasana and have busy lives to get on with. But if you have got the time to just give yourself permission to just do nothing and be. Sometimes people feel uncomfortable with it, but the more you do it, the more you find that silence within, the more you're connecting to source, the inspiration, your intuition improves. We're so full of a life that can busy us and distract us. So I'm going to read you a little rotation of awareness, because strengthening the muscle of visualization and really creating that picture in your mind. Not everyone is visual. Some people are auditory or kinesthetic, they feel. But the more you can visualize, the more you can actually start to visualize what you want in your future. So as you relax, and just following the objects or the scene that I describe here. So visualize sunshine and warmth. Try and feel it. Try and hear it. Summer rain. Perhaps even smell that. Taste it. Visualize a rainbow of colour. The blue sky. And now the blue sky meeting the ocean. Focus and visualize on the horizon. Dolphins playing. Maybe even the sound of dolphins playing. A lonely yacht drifting along on the breeze. Seagulls gliding. Feel the cool ocean breeze. Know how this feels and smells. The salt in the air. Waves lapping on the seashore. The gold, soft sand supporting your body. The warmth and the stillness. Your breath flowing. The in and out of the breath. The still point the pause between your in and exhalation. The sound of your breath creating a mantra. The deep, quiet rhythm. The evenness of your breath. Allow your body to become suspended by the breath. Saying to yourself, I am breathing the body. Just staying in this space for a few more minutes more. Very gently now, you can just stay where you are without moving, but just draw the mind back to your present moment. Enjoy following your breath for a few moments. Just stay with your breath, feeling all the parts of your body that move. Just being in awe at how marvellous our physical bodies truly are. Everything working together. Have a moment to allow and ask for healing. And imagine the healing happening now with every breath. If we cut our hand, it heals, it clots, it scabs, it repairs, given time. So very gently now, start to move your body. Begin with fingers and toes, perhaps just rocking your head from side to side or small circles. Rolling shoulders. And enjoying some deeper breaths. Having a moment of gratitude. Just one little thing that you can think of, either from this morning or yesterday, that lit you up. And then if you're lying down, just begin to hug your knees in. Enjoy a little rock. And then joining me seated. We'll chant 3 Oms. Very grounding, very wonderful for our throat center and heart. So drawing your hands to Chin Mudra. Let your eyes drop closed. Take a lovely deep breath in. Then drawing your palms together, rub them so you feel your heat. And then warm palms over the eyes. Just gently blink. Part your fingers gently, let the light start to come through, and then we can draw our hands to our heart. Om Shanti. Namaste.